Right, so Aisha is back and she's here with Join Your Star. Welcome once again, Aisha.
Thank you, Israel. And you know, it's when it's around this time, you know, the conversation will get sweeter. So you know what you need by your side to enjoy this conversation, and it's on facebook.com/Joy News on TV, and on Twitter is on Joy News on TV. Let's go straight to the point. Parliament's Public Accounts Committee is raising questions over the auctioning of vehicles belonging to the Ghana Health Service for as low as 350 Ghana cedis. 350 Ghana cedis. Well, it's unclear in what state the vehicle is, but MPs are demanding a tightening of auctioning processes to protect the public purse. The auctioneer himself has not paid portions of the amounts to government, a situation that has been referred to the police. What do you make of the situation? And the other question is, what kind of punishment do you think should be meted out to the auctioneer?
That is the tip of the iceberg. Go to highways. As I speak to you, highways, almost all their drivers own the pickups they drive. They go with it to their homes every day, and by the time they are retiring, they retire with a vehicle. Who sells it to them? It's just the tip of the iceberg. I am against that. Be it in the tenure of the NDC or in the tenure of the MPP or even CPP or Kwakwe, I don't care. But Ghana has to wear a new uniform and look forward to a better height.
How much does even a bicycle cost for cars to be sold for 250 Ghana? Though it is government property or something, we the citizens, we all do contribute through taxes and other things. So if cars are to be auctioned out, fine, it should be fair. You give the original price. If an individual who is a worker needs to also buy the car, he or she might come out to buy. And even if you are reducing the car to 350, then make it public, so that we, the ordinary citizens, we can also, because 350, for me, even if I don't have anything, at least 350.
I think it's a very bad practice, selling cars as low as 350. That's bad. If there's a policy to sell, we should get an independent private person to value the cars very properly. And if you want to sell, we should sell them at the normal market price, not as low as 300. That's even the cost of a tire of a car is even more than 350 Ghana. So due diligence should be made. If you want to continue in that practice, there should be a law laid out.
It's a financial loss to the state. So the state uses a lot of money to buy those cars, import them into the country, and they don't pay tax. And government selling them for 350 Ghana cedi is unfair to the taxpayer. So I think that's not good.
So I don't know what type of car it is, but even if
it says an ambulance.
Wow.
Mitsubishi.
Because even a Tico won't qualify for 350, it'll be more than that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even if it's crap, it will certainly be more than
350. Well, let's see what you've been saying on Facebook.
Richard Osei says some public servants are very corrupt than some of our politicians, but we always blame politicians for our problems, the problems we face as a nation. I always become emotionally sad when watching the proceedings of PAC. Augustine King says the most useless time and money wasting entity is that PAC. What do we benefit from their work? Just to know that some people have chopped our money. And Hadora Mystical says, Ghana, the politicians with their gargantuan salaries still engage in these acts. This is telling us something about greed. The rich will continue to be rich as a result of the poor and ignorant ones. Manipulation of the system at its best. Well, we can't blame them much because we, the citizenry, are demanding a lot from them. And then Kwame Opuni says, so people can be this heartless and ride in our cars at this ludicrously cheap price. The buyer is definitely a candidate for hell for shortchanging us this way.
And Lambert in Sobila says, for this one, they should be scrutinized, even castrated. Oh, come on. How can a whole car cost 350 Ghana cedis, which now goes the same price with a bicycle? Oh, Ghana is really a corrupt country across the globe. God save Ghana from these thieves. 350 Ghana cedis? That's the question Dallas is asking. Hey, I can't think far. Ghana, we are watching. Kwesi Boateng Ayepa writes, always people in authority are in the news for the wrong reasons. You auction ambulances and state cars at a low cost and you again refuse to pay that scanty amount to the state. If this is not witchcraft or wizardry, then I don't know how to describe them. James Caleb says, oops, I didn't get you. Are we joking in Ghana? Let's think far. The Media Simon says, is Ghana a sovereign nation? Ghana is for sale. There are laws. Let the laws work. Those are some comments on Facebook. Also, corruption, inability of Vice President Amissah Arthur to match Dr. Bawumia, unclear nature of campaign message have been identified as some factors that contributed to the NDC's defeat in the 2016 polls. The study, titled Post-Election Analysis, was conducted by the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana. It sampled the views of Ghanaians across the country on what factors contributed to President Mahama losing after serving one term as president. Question: what, in your own assessment, do you think contributed to the party's defeat in the 2016 election?
Mismanagement and incompetent leadership. They don't know what is called leadership. And I think they took Ghanaians for granted. Gone are the days when you can just buy a Coca-Cola bottle for a Ghanaian to drink and then vote for you. But now people vote based on issues and understanding of what is going on right now. And Ghanaians understand and they know what they want. And they discovered affirmatively, absolutely with no equivocation, that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the best candidate that can actually take this nation into their hands to be able to take this country to another level.
Lack of commitment, that's what I can say, because those who are behind the man, they don't committed themselves well to the cause of the parties. People want change. People are agitating for change. They want change and they want to try another. So maybe that is one of the cause of the. Okay.
It's due to the ministers during the NDC's time that were appointed, and some of them, they weren't in office to work for Ghana, but they work and they do care about themselves. And due to that, most of the Ghanaians people have seen that they are really not being helpful to them. And for that matter, it brought about the failure. Yeah.
Overzealousness was one. Okay. Two, the NDC thought they were more united than any other person, any other political institution. But unfortunately, they didn't know along the line that they were fragmented in ideas and approach towards the election. There are those that we thought they know better. Okay. And there were seasoned politicians who've been in parliament and all those things, and we thought they will reason up and see where the head of their political institution was going.
Very interesting and information out there, but a lot more of the,
especially the last guy who spoke. He seemed to know quite a bit, doing some surgical analysis,
you know, about the party.
Yeah.
And okay, so a lot more also on Facebook. Let's check what
Barry Makuba G says the reason offered, except those on the impact of the running mate and the so-called corruption, must not be dismissed. They must be investigated. To me, the NDC lost the elections to the NPP's phantom promises, especially including the payment of DKM customers, a drastic reduction in water and electricity bills, corporate tax from 25 to 20%, payment of all contractors in 100 days, and the many others which are giving Nana Akufo-Addo insomnia. Ghanaians chose lies over development. My boso kind friends, I'll be market. Kwesi Boateng Ayepa says the NDC government failed to deliver what was expected of them, and most of their communicators were very arrogant. Instead of them to calm down tempers, they were rather stoking the fire Them there says, there is time for everything. Mahama's NDC time was up. Mahama did well, infrastructure, that is roads, hospitals, etc. He had his own challenges too, which could possibly be cited as above. He'll be remembered as one of the great leaders. Okay, them there.
Kwame Opuni from Pon says, oh, you what? Truth be told, Amissah Arthur was an omen to their campaign. He was clueless and lacked political ideas and jobs. He disgraced economics. My God. Bawumia says, in my candid opinion, it is the neglect of their supporters in the grassroots, inflation of the prices of projects sandwiched with the behavior of their babies with sharp teeth. Yusuf says, frankly speaking, I just couldn't count one main reason why Mahama chose Amissah Arthur as running mate. The man I just, okay, right. Koto Nero.
I thought that's Hausa. Babang Zuku Kawai Unchu. What's he saying?
Well, that's why I skipped it,
okay,
because
right,
it's
okay.
quite an unfair comment.
Right.
Koto Nero says, has a political science department also, the political science department also did a study to, okay, did the political science department also conduct a study to find out why they produced corrupt politicians to manage the affairs of the state? Okay, that's a question for...
But the politicians don't go to the political science department. They don't go to the University of Ghana political science department.
And Ben Bella Aram says, rent-seeking, you're the...
Okay, he has some unkind words for us. Let's move. I don't know what his issue is, though.
Wow. Prince Nuruddin Bawumia says impunity. Lame running mate, use of offensive language during their campaign, corruption. Indigo McDaniel's Destiny says, this issue needs no any big research. We all know the reasons from day one. Asal Lambert and Sobila says, I think their defeat was due to the loot and share, which was so dominant in the NDC, and also their dead goat syndrome caused them the defeat. Teaser TMN says, it is only they themselves that know what made them lose the elections. Well, I think that the last gentleman we spoke to on the street had some quite inciting revelations. Maybe they want to take him serious and get more.
And add him to the Kwesi Butcher committee.
Definitely, it may help. And finally, it's often heartbreaking to come to terms with misconceptions that people have about you. Many a times, what people think about you is completely opposite the true you. But that's the world we live in. People will always have their own perceptions about you, and whether it's a true picture of you or not, the answer lies within you. It's a Throwback Thursday, and the question I ask, what is the biggest misconception people had about you back in school or now?
You know, because I am smallish, okay, my age doesn't tally with my stature, and so let's say people undermine me, and sometimes I do take offense. Actually, yes, sometimes I do take offense, but I think that because I am smallish and people undermine me, it gives me the opportunity to be determined, bold, stand on my own. Yes, yeah. So
some strangely, like, they see me and think that I am not so much loving, but so, like, they get closer, and now they realize that, oh, they were wrong for thinking so.
What people see over me, but which is not true, is that I'm not jovial. But that's not true. Indeed, I'm jovial, but you know, before you get to know someone, you have to come close to the person, yeah, to know the really kind of the person is, yeah.
People say I'm too quiet, but it's not true. My friends know that I'm not that quiet, but if you're not close to me, you will know.
All right, so those were some misconceptions people had about them. sharing with us. But Israel,
yeah. So I was asking you. I was asking you about the misconceptions
about you back in the days.
No, we're discussing you. We're discussing Aisha. So what were the misconceptions?
Well, I mean, it's basically when I was in school, though, people thought that I was this hardcore, and people, coming close to me, people were scared coming to me because they felt, say, like, hey,
with terror,
But when you get close to me, you realize that, oh, I'm just a down-to-earth person. It hasn't really changed much, but this time around, it's like people feel, say, oh, what's But when you get close to Aisha, you get to know that, oh, she's just a down-to-earth person.
Yeah, but I mean, but when people look at you, they clearly see. I don't see the misconceptions because you're a tundra and you remain a tundra.
Oh, Israel, but that's not what we're talking about. But you, Israel, the first time you saw me, did you think that Michremeho or something like that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, but that's the perception out there. Anyway, let's check what you've been saying
a tundra?
On Facebook. So, Israel, what's the biggest misconception people have had about you?
Yeah, I mean, people think that I'm not friendly, but it is, and
Is it a misconception?
Yeah. People think I'm not friendly.
But you're friendly.
Am I not?
Of course you are. Of course, when people get closer to you, they get to know that.
I like to keep to myself though, and so people misconstrue that.
But that doesn't make you unfriendly because I know you're friendly.
All right, so let's get on to Facebook. Bawumia says most people think I'm all-knowing. However, what they fail to understand is that it is my style of learning. Okay. Banton Nobete says people said I frown my face all the time, which is not the case. That is my face. And that is true about me too. I mean, especially when I'm driving.
That you frown?
I keep a very serious face.
Okay.
Jonathan Arthur Jamesi says, please, if you know that's what you are, don't say anything to confuse yourself. I'm not sure.
What's he trying to say?
Jan Savio says, people think I'm rude or respect myself too much. And Darlington said, they thought as to why a gentleman as me, vibrant in class and loves to buy and resell, never had a personal girlfriend. Likewise, what I needed, a walking, talking. Okay. I mean, I don't know which language, which code you're giving us. Them dear Simon says, nobody can define who you are. Allow people to say what they think you are. At times, they just come to realize that they're wrong.
And Asalam Betson Sobila says, oh, even at home, school, or anywhere, people see me as a rascal person, but Jah is my redeemer. I look up to him, no one else. Mba Abu says, people paint me as a womanizer, but I'm not. Why? I don't know. Prince Nuruddin Bawumia says, they claim I'm all-knowing. And Sam Cook says, the cabals, a misconception about the media. What's he saying?
Don't get it.
And Basar Hagan says, many people do think that I am. You didn't complete your message.
But I'm interested in Naba Abu. If you, David, if you can just drop down the replies that we have there for Imba Abu, actually.
Okay, we had two replies.
To see what exactly is the... Okay, so Nabi Patrick says, in every bit of lies, there's an actual truth. And they said, my kids, no. Okay, yeah, maybe. Let's leave it there.
Maybe, just maybe. All right, so let's check out the picture of the day.
Washing bay. I didn't just say, I mean, they probably would have just made it worshipping bay or something. But washing bay, really? Okay.
And on that note, we end the interactive segments. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Next time, look out for the meaning of